Photographers are like postmen. They walk too far for their own good. People are often disappointed in the gifts that they bring. They wear like sacks on the sides of their hips. Doesn't mean if 10 of them come to me for help, I'm going to deny them help. Come on.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Drink it in, my friend. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera OG with the SLR Magic 12mm Tony 1.6. Dare we dream it? Tonne 0. Needed? No. Cinema? Ours. Was that your question? Would Sony APS-C with extra crop offer any advantage over full frame for wildlife photography? Oh God, if I ever get someone asking me a photo-related question, I will ban you to sleep. I have a Sony A6600. Your first advantage will be its lighter weight. Yay, I'm a rookie. This is light though. Haha. 6600, Sony 70-350. You could get by. You ain't gonna inspire anybody with that footage. Sony A7 IV, no telephoto lens. Should I sell the A66? Get the 200-600 or stick with... Let me just tell you, the Sony 200-600 lens is a lifestyle. You don't just buy that thing. That's a hefty beast that you're carrying around. You're committing to crime. That's a hard thing to ask anybody to do. I don't mind it because I love wildlife. I saw a Cooper's hawk today and I had no camera. I was like, oh my God, I got some phone footage. It was fantastic footage. Couldn't believe the footage I was getting. But if you want to step it up a notch, I mean, full frame is magic. It's the look that people desire. So APS-C, it's fun. It's light. Ooh, look at this lightweight thing. Do you want the cinema or not? Then, since you have a crop with your bullshit A7 IV, you could maybe get a 100-400 G Master. Something in that region. But that 200-600 special lens, it's heavy. And it sways a lot. I don't know how to hold it. It sucks. I hate it. Available through my affiliate links. Casey, you like Stabe? Check. You like Zoom? Check. Lightweight? Check. You like super slow-mo? How's 960p? Check. Why not check out the S23? Oh, you lost me. Oh, you had me until you lost me. Samsung is a pretender in the slow motion arena. It's interpolated 960p, whereas Huawei P40 Pro's doing interpolated 7,000 frames per second, and you can't even tell that it's interpolated most of the time. Some of the times you can. I'm not a gear whore to where, like, some people upgrade every generation. There's your Jason Vongs of the world who is like, oh wow, Sony's got a new thing, this is awesome, I'm gonna spend it. Do you mind, honey? You do? Uh-oh, I bought it anyway. I'm not gonna just upgrade. It has to take a monumental leap for mankind to get me to spend money on like a new product. Even then, something that excites me, I'm waiting till it's used at like less than half the cost. So like Samsung S23? What have you even done for us? Nothing. Go home. Yes, I'm shooting in 12-bit RAW, by the way. It'll take me about an hour and a half to get the files off. Hurry up then. I have a ZV-1. I imagine that the A7C was the Pro version. Am I misguided? Yeah, very. You should have a dog guiding you, because you're so off. The ZV-1 had like special things in it. The inside ND filters that you just boom on there. They're not strong enough to actually make a difference, bring your shutter down to a respectable level, but it also had a stacked sensor, and that's why it did 960 frames per second for 2 seconds. That's more than my phone does. So like they had all this cool stuff, and then A7C, you lose all that just to get the full frame look. Terrible Stabe. Bullshit. Now we have the ZV-E1. That is now an upgrade, but you still lose a lot of the stuff. There's no inside NDs. Why can't I just say internal NDs? I have no idea. And there's no 960 frames. They lost a lot of their hope. The ZV-E1, it's a fantastic camera, but every time Sony makes a ZV product, It's recycled material from their older products. It just so happens this time they're recycling the best camera ever made, the Sony A7S III. So it's like, wow, that thing's really good actually. Cool. It doesn't have internal NDs or super slow motion. That's 960 frames. Nice video. Which one you prefer, Fuji X-T4 or Canon R8 for a hybrid use? I really appreciate your answer. I've never tried the R8, but I assume I would enjoy it more. The X-T4, kind of lame, magical but lame. The stab's always shaking. Terrible iteration. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the technology. They have the soul, but until they read more books, they won't have the knowledge to make an actual good camera. So Canon R8, I don't know, that battery scares me, but I think it'll have a pretty cheap looking image as well. Canon's weird with their auto exposure, a lot of flashing and like guessing a lot, and just calm down on that, like stop it. Unless something's dramatically underexposed, like relax. Why are you constantly hunting every second to change it, to get the perfect level? It must be here. No, it went up, shadow. Relax, Canon. No, Fuji, no. I've got a Z9, a 300mm Tony 2.8, a 500mm Tony 4. You may already see the problem. I can't even decide which 400mm lens did I get. There is a 400mm roadmap. You may want to take a peek. Take a peek through the gander and look, oh, which one of those? If it was me, I don't know, man, like why? You have two primes and you want one in the middle? Do you seriously want that? Why the hell would you do that? You have a 500mm 4. Anything you get's going to be a downgrade. You should probably just get the 100 to 400, sell the 300, although that's a 2.8. What are you doing with your life? You have all this expensive gear for DSLRs. You're probably going to take pictures with. I should ban this guy. Just preemptive ban him. Banned. I also wanted to note I've used a 14mm Tony 2.8 with IBIS on, and I didn't notice any jello edges. I'm not sure I was looking close enough. Something you might check out when you get your hands on a Z9. The reason you didn't see it, because there's no damn flippy screen on the damn piece of shit camera. So what are you going to look at? Can't even look at it. What is one piece of gear that you're actually very happy with? Can be anything. Lens, mic, camera, mic stand. Until I got the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. I was sad in the heart. There was nothing to be proud of. But now, I have a camera designed for video, and it's so vintage. It has so much soul that I just feel like I've created many blockbuster hits, even though I have not created any, even one moment of cinematic glory. It is this camera that welcomes us to the cinema, and I am now proud to be in its vicinity. It's the only thing I'm proud of. And maybe this lens. Fantastic lens. Is there anything out? Did I write anything? The GoPro 11, surprisingly, I love that thing. I love shooting in the 8x7 now, because that's how you get the widest look. I'll do a comparison in another video about that versus like wide and super view. For some reason, it's normal, and then I stretch it, it's still very wide, and you're getting the full sensor. It's kind of bigger sensor than the other ones. It's not terrible. Has a good look. I'm proud. Thank you, Ian Corzine. And this Canon lens, the 24mm 1.4. That is a fantastic lens. Kind of proud of the EOS R too. Old technology that just works, and it costs less than anything you know. It's better. It's better that way. I'm proud of cheap budget bullshit. Yes. I want to get a full frame system as I'm currently a user of Vintage Colors film simulation Fuji. Really want a hybrid camera, a good stab for 240p video, and decent photo capabilities. Banned. Is the Sony A7S III my only option lens lineup I care about, as I like some nice tonne? Thoughts and recommendations. Almost nothing full frame does 240p. So like you're in a ballpark of weirdos. It's just the Sony A7S III. I think the Canon R3 does it for way more money. Like no one does that. You have to step back down to APS-C or Micro Four Thirds to get that. So yes, the Sony A7S III is your only option, and you must buy it. today, you're still banned. For those of you who have mistakenly not subscribed to my Vegetable Police channel, I have been uploading the slow motion street videography videos there. I have 2 of them that you haven't even seen because you're dumb enough to not subscribe to my second channel, no matter what the content's about. So I got 2 of those slow-mo videos, maybe another one coming over there. You never know what's gonna happen. That's all Sony A7S III with the Zeiss 55mm 1.8. Fantastic. Autofocus, everything about it's just super reliable. That's your only option. R3 would crumble in its defeat. Hi Casey, if you weren't a YouTuber, what career would you choose? Just curious. Thanks for the videos. I would be a diamond digger. Probably either a movie star or a DJ. But part of me would just love to be creating music in front of thousands of people, and they're all like, oh my god, this music, I can't believe it. And they're dancing. They're all addicted to drugs, though. It's hard to reward someone like that. It's like, stop, no drugs here. You run on happiness. There's water in the back. Are you drinking alcohol? Get out. Get him out. Take him out. Do the crowd thing where you lift him over your heads and pass him out of there. He's drinking. So I can't really reward drug addicts with my music, but that or a movie star is just... Movies are long hours and late night. I go to bed by 9:30 p.m. max. Like, oh, we're shooting a late night scene. Sorry, can you be here? No, I can't. You fake it. Darken out the sun somehow. I'm sleeping. So I would be a terrible movie star. I would love to make a movie, though. One day. At least a short. I will make one. Now that I have a cinema camera, I will make a short. I promise. For smartphones, why do you only recommend the Huawei P40 Pro? Currently, the smartphone collaborates like Leica, Carl Zeiss, Hasselblad, Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi. Why do you not recommend that phone? I'm just curious about the reason. Nobody has innovated like that phone did. When I was researching, should I get a phone? I wanted slow motion, obviously, for street crossings. And so Huawei P40 Pro was the only one that actually did 7,000 frames. I was like, unbelievable. Like most cameras are maybe 240. 7,000. I was like, oh. And it looked legit. It actually looked good. And when I got that thing, I had so much fun. I continue to have fun. So like, it's the best slow-mo in the business still, even though it's pushing 3 years old now. Nobody else is even coming close to replicating what they've already done. Even Huawei themselves are like removing the features. So it's like, what are you doing? Also, I find Huawei to be just the least glitchy system, where it's like there's no auto exposure flickering with every step, and the clouds are just like weird stuff, and auto exposure ramping, and autofocus glitches, and everything about it just works as a system, except it really does suck. You can only do 30 frames per second. So whenever I upload that to a 24p timeline, it looks glitchy and drops frames, and it's terrible. I don't know. It's not perfect, but it's the best we have. And until somebody like massively beats that thing, I ain't looking to upgrade. You have to wow me, and nobody has. Just a little side rant. You know how I said in a video a little while ago that the Huawei P60 Pro was just announced, and I can't find its sensor size anywhere. You look on the Huawei's site, it's like nowhere in sight. It's just 48 megapixels. It doesn't say the size. In GSM Arena, usually they have it, they don't have it. And then I get this couple comments saying, it's this size, you moron, wasn't that hard to find? And they're posting like to rumor sites that are about like the P60 Ultra. There's no information. So I went to Huawei's customer service and I did a little live chat. I was like, hey buddy, do you have what's that sensor size on the Huawei P40? He was confused. And he gives me the same shit that's on the site. It's like 48 megapixel. I was like, but what's the size? He's like, you mean the actual size of the lens? No, that's not what I meant at all. It's not even close. No, the sensor. He asked me to go to GSM Arena because he had nothing. The own customer service rep of Huawei was like, I have no idea. what's a sensor? All right, last question. Great stuff, Casey. I have the GH5 II and 8 micro four thirds lenses. Do you seriously think the GH6 is worth the upgrade? Also, where can I find the Leica 200mm you're selling? It's on Kijiji, but I do want to use it first on this camera once I get the battery thing from SmallRig. So you wait your ass. It's on Kijiji though, if you want to see it. Look only, don't touch. For me, it's a huge upgrade because you get the 4K 120p, all the slow-mo is better, HD 300, and it actually looks pretty usable. Autofocus is somewhat improved. It's actually usable, but is it really worth upgrading for you? You don't like slow-mo like I do. GH5 II, it's pretty good for what it is. You're manually focusing, you're happy, lightweight, not bad. I don't know, I wouldn't do it. You can't buy into a non-phase detecting Panasonic now. They know the technology, they're gonna put it up. That GH6 will drop like a sack in price. Don't buy now, that's dumb business advice. I'm gonna leave. Oh my god, the RAW file, how big is it gonna be? Too big, but it was worth it. It wasn't. The Canon EOS R looks better. You're silly. You're stupid. This is a cinema camera. That's for photos. I'm happy with the purchase. Subscribe for more right now, Sandler.